What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 366. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I just got done burning a lot of Star Wars stuff with Adam.
You throwing everything out? Cleaning the house?
I mean, are we going to hop into that right out of the gate, or are we going to do the movie?
Just whatever.
I mean,
the power of many.
yeah, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
I have a prediction.
I don't.
What? I already told Griffin, but you know the woman with the scaly head that was like, I carried the child. I'm the one that carried them. You remember her? She's the master that was standing on the rocks with the lightsaber. It's built just like her. Short, big head. That's her. We never see her dead, you know? Of course she's going to hate the Jedis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's her. And I think I'm right.
I mean, yeah.
You hear that? Let's be patting myself on my back.
No, I think you called it, though. I agree, though. I mean, that's
well, it's just, it looks like
theory.
The same build.
It makes sense. Like, usually in most stories, like, when you have a mysterious masked antagonist or whatever, you usually see the face within the first, we're still technically, if this whole show is to be counted as a film in a way, we're still very much in like the first 20 minutes of the thing,
Yeah.
So it would make sense that they would kind of, it's a typical, it's a common trope where they will, they'll hide it in plain sight.
Did something blow up or something? Like,
well,
I mean, the door was on fire.
Yeah, I don't understand the layout of this, because it's a stone structure built on top of a mountain, which is made of rock, right?
I remember seeing a lot of wood. I don't even think the door was made out of wood, so I don't know how that happened.
The girl catches the door on fire, and then all of a sudden everybody's dead and everything's on fire. I'm like, how the hell did it spread that fast, first of all? If there's like, the only thing that's technically flammable in this place is like
their clothes
and like furniture and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have this like a cement block building, right? And it catches on fire, it may destroy everything inside of that building, but the structure will be fine. But no.
It must have been the water sprinklers cut on.
Maybe.
Because they're witches, water.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like, there was something whenever I was,
were they dead, or
watching,
were they just really tired after like an orgy? I don't know.
I think we just saw the beginning of like a Jedi massacre, because they're making the Jedi obviously evil from this point of view of the show. I don't think that I think there had to be some sort of trickery going on, like some misdirection or whatever you want to call it, because I mean, we can all acknowledge all the wrong
it was the men
that's happening. But if we're gonna just like at least try to talk about the story with it, I think that we're gonna continue to see more and more of the curtain being pulled back, showing that the Jedi had something to do with that shit.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, everybody's dead. Like, whenever she shows up down there, everybody's dead. Something blows up. So you're right. They may show something that happened, but it's like, if the witches provoke the fight, regardless of like how you view this whole like Jedi slash, Padawan, situation, if the
Hmm.
witches start the fight, then it's on them, right? Does that make the Jedi the bad guys?
Not how things really work now in the world.
Oh, well. So if someone
Well,
shows up at my house, right, and was like, your child is very gifted. We're gonna take them to
The
a
hell
place
you
where
say?
gifted children can like thrive and learn how to use their powers. And I'm like, well, let's get the kid tested to make sure that they've got the powers. And then like they show up and then it's like, okay, they're gonna go, and then they show up and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna pull a gun out and shoot this guy. Like, how does this work? This doesn't make any sense from that perspective. You know what I mean? Is that gonna make like I don't know. It's a weird.
well, it's because it descends into the talking points that I know that if any like I know that if you guys follow the criticisms of this show like the rest of the world is the, it's so bad that people who normally support more modern uh changes and stuff to the way that you do story writing and everything, even a lot of those folks are jumping ship.
It's wild because you see it in politics. Now you're starting to see it in entertainment.
Cue Alanis Morissette.
I got one hand in my pocket. But I mean, here's the thing. Like just overall, to me, a lot of the Star Wars stuff, like it's kind of like they moved all of the legacy stuff into like the Star Wars Legends, right? It's not technically canon any longer, right? So if Star Wars can do that, then I can pick and choose what I feel is canon that they're currently creating, right? Or is that against the rules too?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
So I mean, I don't know. And the thing is like, did they ever like specifically state that the children were created with the Force, quote unquote? Because
They kind of hinted to it, but they didn't just
yeah,
come out and say it.
right. So it's like I
They did
understand,
say
like
they don't have a father.
yeah, but
But
I mean, you know,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
do.
I know a lot of kids that didn't have a father, but
Yeah,
they didn't get force babied into the world. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I didn't know
But
that
So
was a thing.
if stuff like that's implied, it's one of the low hanging fruit arguments that we've seen lately. It completely diminishes, or more or less just completely retcons the whole idea of the story of Vader.
yeah, so it's like, are they going to like their whole mission behind creating this series was to piss off Star Wars fans? Apparently, at least from all the press that the writers and directors and actors have been doing. So do you think that this, much like how all of the witches died, was a classic misdirect, and there's actually like a dad out there somewhat? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
Um,
one of them got impregnated by a Sith, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
mhm.
Like until it's definitive, I'm over here like, well, there's, you know what I'm saying?
I guess if I had to really have a legitimate complaint, it's just it wasn't the story I thought we were gonna get with a show called The Acolyte and the idea of it being the Sith.
Hmm.
Um, I guess in my mind I'd cooked up an idea of this was gonna be Disney's version of how the rule of two is established in the Sith hierarchy. And I was expecting to a degree like you know, you see Sith be like you see. There's so many Sith, and then you know you. I can't remember his actual name that creates it, but essentially there were so many Sith that's populated the galaxy, and he wanted his own power to you know amplify itself. I guess I'm probably butchering the lore at this point, but it can't be butchered more than what has already happened by people who were paid to make Star
A
Wars.
lot of money
So,
too. Did y'all see that it beat
but
out that Christmas special for the lowest score?
Yes.
15% was
Is
the
that
last one
wild?
time I saw it.
Yeah.
That was
They were like, they'll
and,
never get a score lower than this, and Disney was like, "Hold my beer." That's what the meme
Yeah.
said.
and it's and
Questions.
it's not just Disney. It's so many other franchises as well, and it's that like they just think they can just shit out this product and just because it's got the logo on it.
By that third episode, I was like, "Did Boeing make this show?"
Yeah, right.
Right.
Because it's crashing.
It's like the first two episodes I was kind of on the fan, you know, I was like, okay, but that's with every Star Wars, pretty much every Star Wars show that we've had so far. But this one comes out and it's just like I don't like the space witches that use the force, the space lesbian witches don't like it's fine, whatever. I don't care. Um, you know, the showing the backstory of these girls and like what actually happened, sure, that's fine. Instead of like doing a cool, clever way of like showing their backstory and having it unfold as the series goes on, we're just gonna do a full episode showing the okay, sure, fine. The writing's been shit already, so why not have a shitty backstory that we've got planned out here? The possible implications of like them being like birthed by the force or whatever.
What was it, Ascension they were doing? What was going to
Yeah,
happen when those two? So that's where the mark came from on the one girl's head.
yes. Yeah.
They're
So,
Sabies. They're Sith babies.
yeah.
Hmm.
So and like at the end of the day, like here's how I look at it. I don't care one way or the other because like once we finish watching this, I don't have to rewatch it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't have to acknowledge its existence ever again, you know?
Right.
But I
But I
do
mean,
feel
in some respect though, like I really I really enjoyed, even though the way it was ended was garbage and stupid. There was a like that like the initial fight scene with Carrie Ann Moss at the beginning.
Yeah, that was cool.
mhm.
Like that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything like reinventive of the wheel, but it it, there's so much stuff they could make this show become that's so much better than what it is, and it's a fucking shame. It's I'm just really getting tired of seeing the argument of, hey guys, we're CEO of X company over X franchise. This is what we're doing. We're gonna change this. It's gonna be awesome, and you guys are gonna love it. And if you don't, shame on you, you fucking elitist,
Bigot.
fanboy, bigot, misogynist, atheist, dog turd, triple sec, quadruple backpedal, fuck, you know, like.
Doctor.
And I mean, I'm just tired of that being the same argument for not just Star Wars, but for a lot of shit,
Everything.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. But here's what I predict that's going to happen in the future. Just like they removed all of the older stuff and put it as legends, there will definitely be a point where a lot of the content that's being released right now for Star Wars is going to be taken out of continuity and put into a different subclass of its own self, right? And because
Well,
you've got the
you can,
Lucas stuff,
yeah.
Well, you've got the Lucas stuff. You've got like Rogue One. You've got like the Mandalorian. There's a couple of things that will stay. But if Disney can and Star Wars continues to go down this path, then they're going to lose their viewership in a big way. They're going to continue to get low scores on everything. Even if something good is released, it's going to get low scores just because of the sour taste that's been left in their mouths. And then all this stuff is going to be retconned at some point. It may be 20 years down the road, but it'll all be retconned completely, or they'll find some way to contradict whatever was you know what I'm saying? They'll try to find some way to fix it or whatever, whatever they do. But
Hmm.
like that's why I'm just like people are flipping out about it right now, and it's like, bro, look at the culture that we're living in right now. Look at the climate of the world that we're living in right now. Of course something like this would happen. We've seen like everything that we enjoy is slowly yet surely starting to move into this new generation ideology, and it's just failing because of that. And there'll be a
Well,
great
because well,
renaissance.
well, and it's large in part because it's it's because of the like let's all the old tropes are so bad we'll never use them again because they're steeped in some sort of cultural bullshit that doesn't make fucking sense. But despite new Star Wars, George Lucas Star Wars, whichever cut of the cloth you're cool with, at the end of the day, the one thing that they have that they've done great, and I mean it's not really that hard to do, is at the end of the day, you can sit down, pop in Phantom Menace, marathon your way through Return of the Jedi, and that's Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah.
The story of Darth Vader from those 6 episodes, it still tells a whole consistent story. It leaves enough to the imagination to make you appreciate the world that Lucas made. Because everything outside of that, the sequel trilogy, Mandalorian, the Clone Wars, all even the good shit and the bad shit that is considered expanded stuff now. It all is completely fucking irrelevant. It's just toys in a sandbox.
But here is the problem with that, Trav. How long is it going to take for them to start using AI in a way to where they completely retell the story of what Star Wars was and release these new, you know, culturally appropriate versions of all of the Star Wars and the Star Wars we've already seen Lucas do this before. Maybe not to that extent, but we've seen Lucas do it, right? So
I
like
think I think we'll see it when we see the Ray movie.
no, no, no. I'm saying them actually taking those original 3 movies and using AI to completely recut and like
Oh,
basic yes, because it's a
uh,
possibility.
well, I mean, I think like most of those things, when they do drop, it's probably going to be a random algorithm wave through YouTube. It's going to be, a group of very passionate people for Star Wars in their own way, and it's going to be them feeding the movie into an AI. Let's just call it Chat PT or Chat GPT Director's Edition, and it's going to give all the things you were saying, man.
Yeah, but
So
what if
that,
Disney does that?
well, I think
That's what
it's
I'm
going to be.
saying.
I feel like it's going to be. Oh, it's. Well, I mean, I think by the time that does become a thing, I think Star Wars will have already been sold. Because I
You
don't
think
see.
Disney will
I don't.
sell it? They built a fucking theme park.
I
Yeah, I
think
don't
in the
think
next.
Ah,
Not so much doom and gloom as in like the way you see other people talking about it on the internet, but do I see Disney having Star Wars in the next 15 to 20 years? No, I don't.
what if that
I
was
think
worked
that
into the deal? Like it's like I'll sell it to you, but you can't just turn around and
I
sell it
will
to
I will
Sony.
well I will admit that I do back the
Or if
idea
you
that
sell it, you gotta sell it back to me. That might be a
That's
thing.
the thing. I think George Lucas is just gonna get it back at pennies on the dollar.
That could be a thing.
But the
Yeah.
That
problem
theme
being,
park, they'd have to work that in where they could keep that. They spent, or that's a
oh,
good write off if they want to close it because ain't like nobody's going
well,
to it, right? I mean,
well, they could. Well, the thing about it is Disney could sell the rights and the stuff back to Lucas,
film rights.
but they could probably, they could probably contractually have it to where they still get a cut of the pie and the just the overall IP.
Yeah.
Licensing. It would be one of the greatest licensing strategies pulled off, I would say. But that's the thing. Can you really, when something gets shattered into a million pieces, can you really bring it back? Can you put it back together
Yeah.
and make it be what you were admiring in the first place before it got knocked off the shelf?
Yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. And I honestly like the reality is like unless there's a major cultural shift within the next 5 to 10 years, that this trend, not just with Star Wars, but with everything, is going to continue. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get so bad that they are going to start either outlawing movies and books and all that kind of stuff, or they're going to start rewriting and re-releasing this material that is more age appropriate, that is more, with the times, as they may say. I
Hmm.
mean, and because of this, because of like this strategy, Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy don't think that they're doing anything wrong. They think that the viewership is just a bunch of bigots that don't know what they're doing or talking about, and that they're going to do full steam ahead. They're going to continue to crash and burn this because they know, Disney knows that if Kathleen Kennedy and what they're doing over there completely destroys the franchise, that if they go back to the drawing board in 10, 15 years and rebuild the franchise from the ground up, it'll have such a rebound, right? Because you'll have people that are still alive that'll want to see what actual Star Wars was. Uh it's kind of like, look at the projected numbers for Deadpool is ridiculous right now. Like like this might be the highest grossing film of all time. It may make the most money on opening night. And Marvel has done this over the course of the past, what, 8 years? They've released,
No, more like we're pushing 20 years, man.
no, but what I'm saying though is like because the decline started, there's been a couple of, bangers in there, but the decline started happening after Endgame.
Hmm.
And then so it's slowly went down and down and down as Marvel's tried to work in their whole agenda crap into it and people stopped kind of paying attention to it. But Deadpool's supposed to fix everything. Deadpool's supposed to like be that shining beacon in the dark. It's supposed to be that movie that everybody wants from a comic book movie. And it's projected to make so much money. That's happened in less than 10 years. So look at it
Well,
on a
the thing
go.
about Deadpool and the thing about Ryan Reynolds, um, that well, not Ryan Reynolds, like him playing Deadpool, his delivery as the character. Um, I think it lends itself to this idea that something something stupid can be done, but as long as you break the fourth wall and acknowledge the stupidity with the audience, they 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 just accept it. They're like, yeah, okay, this is what we're dealing with. Deadpool made fun of it. That's funny, you know,
Yeah.
that
But
that ironic type of stuff. Like, I just hope that the movie. I mean, the movie's going to be obviously steeped with a ton of that, but I hope that's not a backdoor for really stupid decisions to be made.
Right, but what I'm saying though is like Marvel almost destroyed their IP in less than 10 years. And they're releasing something that's supposed to course correct everything. And the projections on that is off of the charts. What's saying that like Disney's fallback or Star Wars fallback is the same exact thing. Disney is in a win-win scenario because if Kathleen
Well,
Kennedy,
well, oh, sorry, I think I got a delay on my end. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was just saying if Kathleen Kennedy and what they're currently doing with Star Wars continues on, if the fandom likes that and that gets picked up, then Disney are these like white knight heroes. If it doesn't go that way, then they can bring somebody in there to just completely rebuild what Star Wars was and make billions of dollars in the process of doing that because everybody's going to come back to Star Wars at that point and they're going to make money. It's a win-win scenario for Disney. Like there's no, like this is going to continue to happen. What is happening with the Acolyte will 1000% continue to happen with Star Wars until they finally break it completely.
Well, you
And then
like
once
tank it and then bring it back and be the hero.
exactly that, yeah,
You
exactly.
tank it on purpose.
Yes.
The only
And the
way to
thing
go
is,
from there is up.
yeah. And then they can, then you've got the writers and the directors and the studio heads. It's like, well, this whole agenda and movement stuff, we were 100% behind that, but the fans just, I don't know, they're a bunch of bigots. They don't like that kind of stuff. I don't know what's going on with it. So they're playing like
Devil's advocate. They're
exactly.
like, we tried.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so this isn't going to change at all. I don't think. And I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better, honestly. And at the end of the day, like the Star Wars that we grew up with will be back in the future at some point. Like the Mandalorian's come close to hitting that, but I don't think it's fully gotten there yet. But it's come the closest thing that we've got so far since I would say Rogue One to being like what Star Wars actually is. And we're just going to have to suffer through it. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing we can do about it. It sucks, but it'll get to a point where it's like, oh, a new Star Wars show's come out. It's like, yeah, I'm not really gonna watch that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go to the movies and spend $30 to watch the new Star Wars movie where we see lesbian space witches uh force
Scissor
manifest a
babies.
baby. Yeah, like I mean, sure, whatever, And I'm not even like as far as all that stuff is concerned, at least from my perspective, like whatever, right? Space witches, sure. They have access to the force, sure. That's fine, whatever. They manifest the baby, sure. That's fine, whatever. The writing is so bad. It is the cheesiest, worst writing that I've ever seen for a multi-billion-dollar property. And it just that pulls me out of the experience. Like I could live with the fact that these babies were force willed into existence if there's some clever writing at work in the background that's going to like somehow make this make sense in the grand scheme of things. But I don't have faith that anybody over there knows how to write. They barely know how to direct.
Huh.
So I mean, it's just that's where I'm at with it. It's weird, man. Like, why are you going to tank your own franchise in this way?
Well, if people speak up, they probably lose their job.
Well, that's true.
And I would be really interested to see what the unsubscriptions were after watching these first few episodes of the Acolyte.
Well, Disney had that massive
After the Elon
sub,
thing.
sub yeah,
Yeah.
subscriber
Like
loss. I don't
23
think
million.
I don't think they ever recouped from that. And I think that a lot of the people that are like reacting to all of this stuff are watching videos online of the synopsis of the episode, the breakdown of the episode. I mean, I watched Nerdtopia's video about it, after I watch it, but like if you watch regardless of if it be one side or the other or whatever perspective that you're looking at, if you get the breakdown of it and you're like, yeah, this is not good. Like, why are they? Then they're going to react to it, regardless of if they've seen the whole thing or not. You know.
Yeah.
So
They have
I just
they
I just
reach
think
they
it's
roughly 150 million. So, but those aren't all Disney like Star Wars fans.
yeah,
yeah.
That's Disney. That's that Disney hot star. That's like they have this Bollywood stuff.
yeah,
You know, the Disney that's paired with
yeah.
that
It's
was in
wild,
March.
man. I don't know.
They could also
I
be
mean,
lying. I mean,
yeah, for
who
sure.
knows?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of why that guy lost his job in the first place, JPEG, because he was fudging
Oh
numbers.
yeah, it's a lot of investors.
yeah,
So, I mean, I think it's probably more of the same, man.
Also, if a show tanks, I mean, can't they just write it off as a
yeah,
this investment we made just didn't do well, so let's write
yeah,
it off.
And I mean, I think it's so weird that the best quality stuff that we've gotten in terms of Star Wars has been stuff that is A, connected to the Skywalker saga, which we were told years ago was their big directive to get away from. And it doesn't make sense to me, but it almost like Andor should not have been a better show than Obi-Wan Kenobi. It should
yeah,
not have been a better show than Book of Boba Fett. Should not have been a better show than some aspects of The Mandalorian. But it was. And I felt like while that was, I mean, that's fantastic for the actors and the production team involved because that means they had one job and damn it, they did it. But that level of quality and all that, because I mean, you guys remember I was a staunch, like, fuck Andor. But it won me over. And it's because the way they've been doing a lot of this stuff is that you forget that there is a bit of truth to Scorsese's comment about superhero stuff, Star Wars, things like that. They're like amusement park rides. They really are.
yeah. Yep.
But it's a it's just a shame that instead of enriching an already very diehard, continuity and fandom around that continuity, instead of enriching it and giving us stuff that maybe we've heard about throughout the show and or not show but the movies and things like that, instead of trying to like these are franchises where we don't need some new crack at a story trope that Lucas has probably already got a character arc going in those 6 movies.
Yeah.
And Lucas's story and world building and the decades of having that around create an environment where you can like and maybe that's why things like Rogue One and Andor work so well. Even Solo, because it's all stuff that we knew happened, but seeing it play out and using modern production values and stuff, just being able to like for instance like in A New Hope when Alec Guinness is explaining to Hamill, he's like, "Hey, your father was in the Clone Wars. A fault with him." And like, you think you're like, "What the fuck is the Clone Wars? That sounds crazy." And then
Yeah.
you see the various iterations from Tartakovsky's animated Clone Wars movie to the TV show, and you're like, "Holy shit, George!" Like, we only saw bits and pieces in Attack of the Clones. It's like you know, we like this is what was popping off. Like, damn, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And taking those opportunities, I guess, man. Like little nuance, like just those tiny nuances of like building up to Vader boarding Leia's ship at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah.
And I mean, because it's like it's something you probably thought about at some point, but to really drive it home, it's like no, don't get it twisted. When you see Vader, he just massacred like 20 people in a hallway.
Yeah. Well, it's that thing. It's the rare situation where, normally whenever they do stuff like that, where, a very popular, already established IP goes in and like shows you what is being talked about behind the scenes. For a lot of people, it never lived up to what they had in their head. Star Wars is that rare exception that it's kind of all lived up and been better than you could have really imagined it. And that's why it's such a weird property right now. Honestly.
Yeah, because it's like a horrible Cronenberg version of Marvel's trope where a lot of people could write off that their movies are okay, we're going to sit through this 2 hour and 15-minute movie for a 30-second bonus scene at the end of the movie to get us hyped for the next film. Fuck what you just watched. Time to get stoked for the movie. It's not coming out for like 8 fucking years, you know?
Yeah.
But with Star Wars instead, it's like, no, let's make you wade through shit for hours, for episodes, to have little moments and little nostalgia nuggets that make you go, all right, that was worth building up to.
Yeah.
Like an Obi-Wan. Like, Obi-Wan fucking, that show fucking, like, at the end of the day, it fucking sucked. But what redeemed it was Hayden Christensen as Vader. And the very scene at the end during the battle, um, where, you get the whole, where like, the that was probably some of the best acting Ewan McGregor has put on for Obi-Wan, in my opinion. Like, when he straight up just looks at me, he's like, dude, I'm fucking sorry this happened to you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, we talked about it, obviously, back whenever it aired. But, like, but then you see the whole moment where, like, you see what actually went on when Obi-Wan tells Luke, yeah, Darth Vader killed your fucking dad, man.
Yeah.
And then you see how that manifested to him, that conclusion. He's like, you didn't fail me, Obi-Wan. Like, I chose to fucking do this. Like, don't get it twisted, Obi-Wan. Like, I'm a piece of shit, like.
Yeah.
But that little nugget though, that has such a big reverberating and relatable thing that fans want to get out of, and what we want to see when we revisit these eras in Star Wars where we know certain shit was going on. But the Acolyte fails at that completely.
Yeah. Well, right now, I mean, the new episode dropped today. Of course, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to.
Oh, IGN's got a write up. They're like, all right, this is where it's picking the pace up.
Uh-huh.
Please come back,
Uh-huh.
They definitely got paid.
Well, I'm gonna check it out, of course, and see what the dealio is with it. But like, I'm not excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm not excited to watch it. But it's like I felt that way about pretty much every. Obi-Wan was kind of the exception for me on that. I haven't been excited to watch a Star Wars series for a minute, and I've been pleasantly surprised with like how things turn out for some of them. For like Andor things like that. So I'm not super excited to watch this by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm already in. Now I got to figure out like, are they breaking the rules on purpose? Is there something up somebody's sleeve? Is there actually a good writer buried in that forehead?
That's a big forehead.
I mean, there's got to be, right?
No.
So,
I have
but yeah,
to agree. I feel like with what we've got to be optimistic that, the story has only just started,
yeah,
and even though the beginning's a pretty icky fucking couple of hours, who's to say that it doesn't get better, or that it does get better,
yeah,
and maybe it will, but I have a very little hope for that.
yeah. I do want to throw out an honorable mention though. Um, dude from Squid Games, like him not playing a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
in Squid Games, he kind of starts out as a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, to me, he's the best part of the show.
Yeah, I like him.
Like he's got some really good facting, and you believe
Hmm.
him. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. But Moonrise Kingdom though.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I know, right?
So summer camp,
Yes.
um,
It's not really summer camp though, is it? I mean, I guess they
no,
go in the summer, but it's like they're like Boy
I'm talking.
Scouts, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just a lame transition for me for us to, be like summer camp movie,
Like we got into
summer
this, and I
camp
was like,
movie
"Oh yeah,
madness.
camp. I mean, that's a camp, but
Yeah,
like this ain't the kind of camp." My favorite
I mean,
scene was the scene where um, Norton is sitting in his office drinking, and he's got a picture of Harvey Keitel on the. It's like his mentor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that who did this movie? What's the guy's name?
Wes
Wes
Anderson.
Yeah,
Anderson.
Wes Anderson. So that house that you see at the beginning, he grew up
Yes.
in that. All the colors, like I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's for real, but like this is his
Yeah.
origin story. He's that little kid or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, when this movie came out, which this movie it's been out for 12 years at this point. I remember watching it when it first came out, and I really enjoyed this movie a lot, even on the revisit. And it's been a while since I've revisited, of course. But I always loved how like there's the storylines that are going on here. It's like you got the boy and the girl running away, and then you've got Bruce Willis and Frances McDormand,
Banging his
right?
mom.
Yes. But their story, like it's kind of a mirror, right? If you think about it, like that's always kind of how I've pictured it. It's like the boy is a young Bruce Willis, the girl is a young Frances McDormand, and like this is how they would like this is how they've always imagined their life to be. They just run off together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And because they're adults, it's never happened, but this is children. And I don't know, that's always been kind of the takeaway that I've got from it is like, well, this is in an alternate reality. This is what happens between those two characters, but it doesn't happen because life and responsibility and everything else kind of gets in the way of that,
Yeah.
And that's
Well, it's
why,
almost like a broader message is that even all the you're like we're all just kids.
yeah,
We're all just stupid, ignorant kids trying to act like we're important.
yeah. But I love the way that he like puts a fucking camera on a fucking
On a like a
on a
on
dolly.
rails
I
Yeah, and
and
I
just
just
want
moves
rolls
it.
it through the movie.
Yes,
Just
I,
yeah.
every scene is just roll this way, roll this. We're always going to the right. The side
Yes,
scroller. He
always.
makes side scrollers.
right.
But it looks good. It looks like a play.
Yeah, it does, right?
Like this would translate to the stage.
Yeah, very easily. Yeah.
I mean, and all the performances were great.
Yes.
Um, I mean, one of the most left field castings ever is putting Bruce Willis in a Wes
Really?
Anderson movie.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was a dick on set.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, even whenever this was released, Wes Anderson was kind of a big deal. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Like,
Bruce Willis is kind of a. He's like, I'm kind of a big deal. I mean,
yeah.
he's like, did you
Well,
ever
Well,
see Die Hard? It's like, dude, come on. Who hasn't?
Wes Wes Anderson got a new nickname now. Instead of Quentin Tarantino, it's Quirky Tarantino.
He's definitely quirky.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he's like the indie band version of
Well, that color
Tarantino.
palette is just
It was wild.
nice to
Yeah,
look at, real easy on the eyes, but also
Yes.
it catches your eye. Like it's like, oh,
Yes.
like at the beginning when he
well,
goes into the
and
church play and he's got that yellow suit on.
Yeah.
his framing of a shot is it's like it's incredible.
Yeah.
When it opens with it moving room to room,
Yeah.
Hmm.
sideways, the kids are
Side scroll.
listening to the
There's
records.
there's this one shot during that sequence where you see the kitchen table, you see the room that you would like if you were walking straight. It's almost like it was like a Russian doll. You had like the dining area, then you had it inside of a room, and you saw the threshold, and then it was inside yet another room. But in each section, someone was standing somewhere else doing their own thing, and
Yeah,
you
well, it
could
almost looked like a
you could
dollhouse.
Yeah.
yeah, but also very much like a painting, man. Like it's like one of those like it's the shot where it shows the main little girl. She's holding that magnifying glass or the binoculars,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then in the middle section to the left, it's Frances McDormand standing like she's eavesdropping on the kids, and then you see the three little brothers in the background, you know.
Yeah.
And I just that shot stood out to me because I was like that like if you thumbnailed that, printed it out on a canvas, and told me you painted it, I'd be like, yeah.
Well,
oh
the
yeah.
movie takes place during the 1950s, right?
I think it was 66 or something. It
Okay.
was 60 something
Right.
because they say
But
it
it
at one point.
but
'65.
it looks like a Campbell's. You know those Campbell's paintings?
Yeah,
That's what that movie that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like those old school 50s, 60s paintings. The palette, the way that everybody's posed.
1965.
Okay. The way that it's so intentionally well done to where everything does look like a painting. It does look like you could take a still from this and just put it through like a watercolor filter.
Mhm.
And you could just hang it on a wall somewhere. But like, you know, I mean, it's a kid that's like, he's an orphan. He's being treated like shit. The
Well,
girl's
not
getting,
for nothing. He did burn the doghouse down and fucking.
I
I
mean, it
mean,
was an accident.
he's like, yeah. He was sitting there holding the dog, watching it burn down. Like, yeah, that's what a fire looks like.
At
The,
least he got the dog out of it. Like
yeah,
it could have been way worse.
the paintings kind of reminds. Got that like is it Norman Rockwell
Yeah.
kind of vibe
Thanks.
to it? Old
Yeah.
Americana, like
Yeah.
Campbell's soup can. Like,
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, this is like when this takes place is a different time, right? Like because they're what, 12 years old, something like that.
yeah, I think it were 11.
Okay.
The
So,
boy,
right. So within 5 years, it would be acceptable during this time period for marriage to happen. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, they got married.
Well, I mean,
It
yeah.
was like it's not a binding resolution, but
Yeah, but the
the
service still
the
means
music
something.
counts. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what?
he was weird when they got to him. He's like, "All right, we could do this." I'm like, "You're gonna
Yeah.
get fired."
It's like there's $73 in nickels.
Yeah, leave them kids alone.
Yeah, for real. Um, but yeah, it was a great little story, man.
I
Just
love
kids.
Edward Norton's opening. When he
Oh
comes
yeah.
out and does the whole like he's walking around smoking, chain smoking,
Yeah.
and he's like firework check.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
check the head. He watches the water go down the thing. That works. He's like, hey, let's
Yeah.
see your uniform. And he, you know, like he's just kind of running the show, like living his
Yeah.
best life. Got his little dude follow him, taking notes. Ah, a simpler time.
Yeah, right.
Indeed.
But yeah, I mean it's Wes Anderson as fuck. Like there's not much you can say about it. It's just a quirky little period piece.
And he has
Kid
to
runs
save him from
away.
the fireworks.
Yeah.
The whole building went up quick.
Yeah. The way he jumps over that
Yeah,
gap.
that looked fake as fuck, didn't it?
Yeah. But it
Like
was
green
great
screened
though.
or
Yeah.
whenever they're in that area and that scene's going on, it looks like that. You remember the Fantastic Fox? It looks animated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it
I
don't look
was
real.
I was wondering if one of you guys had felt that too, because the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this is like the template for the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great, man. It's a fun time.
Silly Goose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wes Anderson did that too. That
Yeah.
checks out. I always forget with him.
Yeah.
He's
Olive
such a
Dogs.
weird. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. I need to watch I still haven't watched the French Dispatch.
I haven't watched that one or the one with Voldemort in it.
Voldemort?
Yeah, the guy that played
Was
Ralph
that the Grand
Finesse.
Budapest
Yeah, I haven't
Hotel?
watched that
I've
one.
seen that one.
Yeah.
That one's, you know, like he has a
Right?
certain dryness to his
Yeah,
movies. And it's,
Yeah.
boy, it's every bit of it.
dry as a creek bed.
That dude's a filmmaker.
Yeah.
He makes films. If you said movies, he'd be like, oh,
Get out of my
poppycock.
Look at how he's dressed.
Yeah.
In his IMDb picture.
He looks like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he does, don't he?
Yeah. He looks like
Oh.
he would go, now we rampage, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I was looking where he was from, because I was like, this dude's got to be foreign making movies like this. Like, but what a vision. The dude clearly has one. Like,
Yeah.
they all have that look to them.
Yeah.
You know, that last one we watched, Asteroid City, had that, like, it's real colorful.
Yeah. Have you guys watched the Darjeeling Limited?
I haven't
Something he
seen
made.
that in a
Yeah.
very long time.
This is one I've never seen. He wrote, directed it.
I got the
It's got
jacket in it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got the jacket, Wow, and Schwartzman. I mean, you know.
Schwartzman comes with the camera.
Yeah.
Whenever he makes
just
whenever he gets his
tags
camera,
along.
Schwartzman shows up with him. Like, you ordered these?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Heard
could
you
be in the
making a
movie.
movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, it does have Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Wow, oh, Bill Murray, of course. And that's so strange. Like, he's the only filmmaker that'll call Bill Murray and he's like, yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? Nah, I'm just, yeah.
Put
It's
me
funny.
in.
That one's about an hour and a half. I was surprised that it was only an hour and a half.
Yeah. Same. He gets the point across, though, you know?
This is after their father's funeral. Three brothers travel across India. Oh, yeah. By
Bollywood,
train.
dude. Yeah.
Sold American.
Right.
I'll be peeping that.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a full star. Like, I
Yeah.
don't watch this. Here's the thing about Wes Anderson movies. Like, I don't watch them often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but whenever I do watch one, I'm always happy that I'm watching it. But I'm not like, you know what I'm in the mood for right now?
Yeah.
Some quirky right hand sliding. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some
Like,
side scrolling.
yeah. But like if I'm at a hotel or something, or if I'm just like, you know what I haven't watched in a while? I haven't watched Bottle Rocket in like 13 years.
Mm,
Might put that back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but or the Royal Tenenbaums. Like it's been, but whenever I do watch them, I guess the ones that I've watched the most are the animated ones, honestly. Mr. Fox and he did Isle of Dogs too, right?
Yeah.
So I've probably watched those the most out of all the films that he's released.
And those are they're you can tell they're Wes Anderson movies, but they're different.
Hmm.
I guess it's because of the animation.
They have
And
more of a flow to it
yeah,
because like there's less quirky standing
not
around
as
looking at
dry.
something. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like when the
But
kid came in that room, was like, "What kind of bird are you?" And the one girl was like, "Well, he's like, I'm not talking to you. What kind of bird are you?" And it's like this kid's just man about town, like
yeah, he don't give a shit, dude.
swinging dick out here. Like,
What's
what's
funny,
up?
whatever he's like, "Are you a strong swimmer?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm a pretty good swimmer." He's like, "I'm not." I have to wear a life
Yeah.
jacket, and it cuts to him, and he's got the life jacket on. It's like, oh, okay, all
And she only
right,
eats cat food, and it points to that box, and they're all
yeah,
displayed like a commercial.
yeah,
He says, "Maybe we should take inventory."
yeah,
When she shows all those books, I figured he was
yeah,
going to be like, "Oh yeah, we're going to need some of these to start some fires with." Like,
yeah,
'cause that's what I
right,
was thinking. I was like, "You're going to be wiping your ass or starting fires with those."
yeah.
You imagine carrying that suitcase of books around?
Fuck no.
All that shit she had, he put it on that rope and was pulling it across that river, little creek. Like
Yeah,
whenever they were pulling all this stuff up to that hill, I'm like, "But you're walking up there,
yeah, like
and
just
you're
carry it
going.
up there.
You're just showing off at this point. You're fucking. You're scouts, Boy Scout not skills. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna show you how to do a pulley system when we get back to camp. You know,
It's very important to know about
I'll
the
show you how
pulley
to get out of a
system.
knot.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, man.
whenever they find them in that tent and the way Bill Murray runs at it,
Yeah.
it's
He just
hilarious.
picks it up
So
off.
he's gonna kick that kid's ass. His daughter's in there in like her underwear.
Yeah,
That was a little
yeah.
racy.
He pulls the tent up and he just points. He's just
Yeah.
like, "Come on," and he
Yeah.
walks away. He's just like, "Fuck it." Oh, man.
It got weird. Then all the kids got in on it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he wakes up, comes out, and he's smoking. He's like, "Where the fuck is everybody?" Rings the bell. And
That
it's like,
dude, that fucking treehouse. He's like, "We're built what you doing with all the lumber?" He's like, "We're building a treehouse." And he said, "Where?" And he goes, "Right here." And he
on
looks
top
up and
of the
it's
tree.
like
It's like swaying in the wind. Like
it's it's fucking like 100 feet off the
he's
ground
like,
or more. It's
where
like,
should we build? He's like, lower. Like
yeah, like what the fuck,
if
man?
somebody falls out of that, they'll die.
Yeah. And then it cuts to him during the storm, like right before the storm hits, and all the kids, the one kid with the house coat on
Yeah.
is looking out the window. Oh man. I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a full star.
Full star.
Mm. What do you think, Trav?
Might have to
Noted.
come back to that.
Noted. All right, we got a little bit of movie
He's
news here.
speechless.
Is that good?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. So Francis Ford Coppola's divisive Megalopolis finally secures U.S. and Canada release date. So It says in a statement, Lionsgate Motion Picture Group Chair Adam Fogelson shared, "Francis is a legend. For many of us, his gifts to cinema were one of the inspirations to devote our own careers to film. It is a true privilege to work with him and bring this incredible, audacious, and utterly unique movie to theatrical audiences. At Lionsgate, we strive to be a home for bold and daring artists, and Megalopolis proves there is no more bold or daring than the maestro Francis Ford Coppola." I was hoping somewhere in here it would say when it
The
was.
date.
Yeah, like it says, Lionsgate will release the sci-fi epic throughout the U.S. and Canada this fall. So they haven't like
But it's
locked in
getting
a.
released.
Yeah, so
I was
that's
wondering
good.
after they dropped that. Well, dude, it's like it'll make money.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
it promotes
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
Like,
Just watch the trailer.
I can't wait
Oh,
to see it, even if it's bad.
yeah, for real,
I think
right?
it's going to be like bad but good at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an experience. I'll say
Like
that.
so bad it's good.
Yeah, oh yeah. But when you look at the credits
It's got
of who
everybody.
all, yeah, I mean, let's see.
Fogelson knows what's up. He used to go by Fogel.
Fogel, but he gave it up. So we've got Adam Driver, Juan Carlo Esposito, Audrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, John Voight, Lawrence Fishburne, Schwartzman. They
I
must have
mean,
got the
came with the camera.
cameras.
Came with the camera.
James Remar, DB Sweeney, Balthazar Getty. What a
What
name,
a
dude.
name, dude. I'm writing
Balthazar.
that down.
Yeah, for real, right?
Next time I check into a hotel, Balthazar Getty.
It says Paul Balthazar Getty
He was in
is an
Lord of the
American.
Flies.
Yeah, as Ralph. He was in Lost Highway. That makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
probably got the just by the name. Give me Balthazar Getty.
Yeah, you're in.
He probably named him
Yeah, he was at the hospital. Oh God.
Twin Peaks.
Oh,
I'm talking about.
for real, right? But it is coming out this fall, so might have to go to the theater and peep that one.
Even got
Why not?
well, the dad from Dexter,
Yeah.
Harry. Oh yeah,
Don't
I
do
see a
that
lot of
next year.
familiar faces.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Catch up on the times with some old friends,
Mm-hmm.
with some weirdness. Shia LaBeouf walking around dick out the whole time.
In a dress.
Yeah, dick out, dude. So speaking of Star Wars, Filoni finally knows where his Mandalorian movie is heading, thanks to another Star Wars show. It says here appearing alongside Star Wars actors Hayden Christensen and Rosario Dawson on the Happy Sad Confused podcast. Filoni explained how he is currently deep in scripting the second season of Ahsoka, and that is showing him where the culmination of the Mandalorian saga lies. He said, "Because I've been writing Ahsoka season 2, things have clicked, and I have a much better idea about where things are going to go. I will say I have an opening I really like quite a bit. I'm very excited about it for that picture. I'm excited about the potential of just doing it. Right now, my focus is clearly on Ahsoka as well as the rest of the galaxy and how it's spinning." Have you read the reviews, Filoni?
Yeah.
Like what?
Whenever he said he knows where it's gonna go, and I was like, down the shitter, like
Yeah, right. Like
to
what?
Tubi.
Yeah,
Huh. It ain't gonna swing that way.
yeah. But I'm assuming like real quick back to like they made Filoni as like the creative lead of Star Wars, right?
Mm. He must
The
not be over
Acolyte,
that show.
well, the Acolyte was definitely like written. It was probably done filming whenever that happened.
Oh yeah.
because that happened like not that long ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Whenever Filoni, so I think he is just, I don't,
The
I think that
writer strike pushed that show back
yeah,
from being released and stuff. So
yeah.
yeah,
So, and I'm sure that's why he hasn't commented on any of the, and of course, like if I was Filoni, I would absolutely wait until the end because he already knows what the deal is and what's happening with everything. So it's smart for him to not say anything right now, you
yeah.
know. And he's really put in a bad position because like he can't say anything negative about it
Nah,
because that's his ass, you know. But like, um, I'm sure that hopefully he'll find a way if they continue down the path they're going to fix it, you know.
yeah.
But we'll see.
I'd like to be on a fly on the wall when he was watching that shit.
He's like, "What the fuck is this, Kathleen? What the fuck are you doing?" But speaking of Filoni, talks that there's possible R-rated projects in the Star Wars franchise. There's an audience for that. Um, the long-loved sci-fi franchise has already given fans a lot to be happy about. An incredible original trilogy, check. Prequels that seem to get better with age, check. A serialized episodic western following a bounty hunter with a laser blaster, check. All fans need now is to see someone get chopped clean in half with a lightsaber. Filoni recently spoke with Josh Horowitz on the Sad Happy Confused podcast alongside Dawson and Christensen to discuss future projects in the universe. One question broached to the longtime Star Wars writer and director was the possibility of an R-rated project in the franchise's future. Filoni gave an open-minded response, saying, "Sure. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting." Filoni then brought up Andor, the Star Wars set series on Disney Plus. While the project isn't R-rated, it contains very mature themes for a Star Wars project. Filoni used the show as an example for audiences wanting that kind of storytelling, but whatever we do has to be really well done. This is what he had to say. When you look at something that's taken as different like Andor, it's so well done. I think that there's an audience for that. While Filoni didn't spend too long on the subject, he declared that the most important thing for any new Star Wars project is that the creators behind them infuse their unique voices into the story. I think that it encompasses all types of styles, and the creators of these particular stories driving it is kind of the most important thing. And they should do something that's within their comfort zone, Filoni shared. Otherwise, just imagine that everyone's going to come and pretend that they're George Lucas and they're not. He also believes that Star Wars should inspire children. Did he watch? you
Mm-hmm.
know?
You probably said that before. I mean,
Yeah, right. Filoni doesn't want to remove this aspect from Star Wars despite being open and intrigued by the idea of an R-rated Star Wars project. Filoni said, "It's always important to be hitting the imagination of the kids out there so that they can grow up and appreciate those things." Well, hopefully you don't have to retcon a lot of stuff. But I wouldn't mind watching an R-rated Star Wars property.
I
I
mean,
mean, why?
they're about to get into it with Deadpool. I mean,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly,
about to
right?
get wild.
Yeah,
That's gonna open a can of worms there.
yeah,
I'm
in
here
a good
for it.
way. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's time. We need to grow with the audience. You know what I mean?
exactly. And see, it's a little bit different now than it was 15, 20 years ago, where
Yeah.
like now kids have like almost unlimited access to all this stuff, right?
Yep.
Back in the day, you were either you had the movie on VHS or DVD, depending on what the time period was. You could rent the movie and then watch it several times, which happened a lot,
Mm-hmm.
or you'd watch it over at a friend's house. Like now, since you have access to so much content and they're releasing so much content, kids can watch this stuff at any point in time. So it's not like you have to continue to like I don't know, rebuild the wheel, if you will, so that it brings in a new generation of viewers, you can continue to build on that kind of stuff.
A lot of these
S-
younger kids are not really into it.
Yeah,
Not
I
really
know.
into Star Wars.
Yeah.
I guess it's just, we grew up on it. I don't know, they missed that. It was some watch it,
Yeah.
but it's bigger with the older
Yeah.
crowd.
Which is wild because like anime has become more popular than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Comic book properties are more popular than they've ever been. Yet Star Wars is somehow not capturing the imagination of like,
Like it used to.
yes.
Well, I guess maybe now it's because there's so much stuff. Back then,
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
what
yeah.
was competing with Star Wars, in the
Battlestar Galactica.
70s and 80s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Star
It's like
Trek.
what? Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
kids, a lot of kids would pick Star Wars over Star Trek because, a
Yeah.
little bit cooler. I mean,
Yeah.
lightsabers,
Yeah.
Darth fucking Vader. They had cool
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's time to grow with the times. And why not just do one R-rated Star Wars movie? I mean, look, it can't be any worse than the Acolyte, right?
Yeah.
So why not?
And we had
Let's make
toys.
yes.
You don't, when's the last time you saw a kid like playing with a toy?
I mean, once they get to like
Once they
3,
get a tablet or a phone,
yes,
that's it,
then it's
man.
over. Yeah. That's your all-in-one child
And they're over there pulling
device.
you like, you got any games on your phone? No.
Mhm. Yeah. Leave me
My
alone.
phone is dead. You can't hold it.
Yeah. I don't use my phone for games. What do you use it for? I don't know, calling
Calls.
people? Yeah, yeah.
Work.
So, but speaking of Disney, Marshala Ali's rep says blade delay is quote craziest thing in my professional experience. As far as cliches are concerned, all good things come to those who wait. Takes on a whole new meaning where it relates to the MCU's still sidelined Blade. It's been almost 5 years since the MCU panel at the 2019 Comic Con revealed that Oscar winning Marshala Ali would portray the half human, half vampire character in an upcoming film, and Ali's representation lawyer, Shelby Weiser, can't get over the fact that the movie still hasn't come to fruition all these years later. This is what she said. Um, that deal was in 2019 and they still haven't shot it, which is pretty much the craziest thing in my professional experience. The famed Comic Con of 2019 featured a Marvel panel in Hall H that whet the appetite of diehard MCU fans with a full slate of highly anticipated entries. Black Widow, Thor Love and Thunder, Hawkeye, What If, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Loki, Shang-Chi, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Eternals, all of which have already seen the light of day except for Blade. Marshall Ali was coming fresh off of his Academy Award win, the second of his career for his work in the Oscar winning Green Book, when the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, revealed that the actor would follow in the footsteps of Wesley Snipes as the new Blade. Back in December of 2023, Ali seemed both excited and encouraged as he updated the progress being made on his version of Blade. This is what he said back then. We're working on it. That's the best I could tell you. I'm really encouraged with the direction of the project. I think we'll be back at it relatively soon. Sadly, the Ali's Blade film suffered another setback this week when it was reported that Yan Demange is no longer directing the MCU project.
Oh,
It's just another in a long line of departures, which include Bassman Tarek. Tarek was originally hired to helm the movie, which was then slated to hit theaters in 2023. Fantastic Four's Eric Pearson remains the writer on the Blade project. So they lost another
another
director.
one. What's
I mean,
happening?
this might not come out. So yeah, Jan Demange or Demange um, did White Boy Rick.
Oh, okay.
He's from France.
We.
Yeah, oui, oui, oui,
Mhm.
oui. Uh, he did Lovecraft Country one episode,
Oh,
White Boy Rick. Did some television series and things like that. But here's the problem with Blade. Marvel's in this weird situation to where it's like they don't want to go too over the top violent with it, right? Because of, it's an MCU
kind of
project, but
hard to not do. I mean,
exactly, right? And then whenever Werewolf by Night came out, they're like, no, 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 no. We're people like this. We're going to kind of lean into this a little bit more. They enjoyed the blood
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. Here's what you do with Blade. You bring a writer in, have them write an amazing script. You film everything as violent as you want to and not use practical blood except for when it's needed. And then you cut as you need to. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then release a PG-13 version of the movie and then release an R-rated version in the future if you want to. But like just let's get it on film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get it on film and then we can do all the
Like
rest in the editing room.
we can put together what happened off camera.
Exactly, right.
Blade has his sword out, cuts back around. There's a headless body. I know what happened.
Yeah. Just let's put it on film and then you can edit and do everything that you need to do during post-production
If they
and
keep
be
dicking
done with it.
around, he'll leave.
Oh yeah, he'll be like, I'm done with this
Yeah. I
shit.
mean, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I get it. Pandemic happened, writer strike,
yeah.
but we
But
should be
still
green
though.
light. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you had all this time to work all that out.
Yeah, Doctor Strange came out in what, 2020, 2021?
Something like that.
So that's been 3 years ago at this point. So, and let's see what is all right, Leave the World Behind came out in 2023. Swan Song came out in 2021. True Detective came out in 2019. So Marshall Ali hasn't done a lot since the announcement of him. He was in Swan Song, Leave the World Behind, Swan Song, Eternals. So he hasn't done a lot since the announcement of this.
They probably got him on retainer. Like,
Yeah. He ain't gonna stick around for forever. Like this dude's amazing.
well, and
Like,
right, this was like he comes off that Oscar win, hot career.
yes.
You're losing time
Yes.
to do your
Yeah.
best work.
Yeah. I mean, he was born in 1974. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like
Is he 50?
old. Yeah. Yeah. He's 50. Yeah.
Looks good for 50.
Yeah, right.
He'll coast off that green book. I almost said
Yeah.
greenback, but green book for a while.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
But he ain't gonna sit around all day waiting for them to
nah.
get their shit together. You know what I mean? So,
That Leave the World Behind.
yeah.
He was great in that. Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
kind of saved it.
For real. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully they'll get their shit together and just put it on film and then just figure it out from there. So last up here, Deadpool and Wolverine director addresses Marvel Jesus pressure to save MCU. So Deadpool and Wolverine is not like any MCU movie, according to the film's director Sean Levy. The Marvel Cinematic Universe certainly has suffered through its fair share of disappointment since the conclusion of Phase 3. However, Phase 4 and 5 have been tough pills to swallow for many fans. Now, Levy hopes Deadpool and Wolverine can surprise everyone, and he addressed the idea of Marvel Jesus along with the pressure of saving the MCU in an interview with Total Film Magazine. We came up with Marvel Jesus 2 years ago. People love to get on bandwagons whether they're positive, but frankly, even more when they're negative. We had no idea it would be this unique moment where people are asking what the MCU means anymore. Can it surprise us? Can it break molds in ways that we don't expect? We certainly hope that this movie is an answer to those questions. What Kevin Feige has built with the MCU is historic as far as a string of successes. But culture has its tide chart. Um, Culture has ebbs and flows, and one thing we do know is you can't keep doing the same thing ad nauseum and expect people to greet it with the same excitement. And so it just worked out really fortuitously because our movie is not like any MCU movie. Yeah, and I say that as a fan of a lot of MCU movies.
Marvel
So,
Jesus.
Marvel Jesus, dude. Sean Levy did come out and say that he wanted to do a Deadpool Spider Man movie.
Oh.
And I'm okay with that, but they're going to have to make Spider Man a little bit more older, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how that would work out if it's like Deadpool and then a 15-year-old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or an 18-year-old kid running around, you know what I mean? I'm sure it would be hilarious, but it would be basically the same thing that we've seen in the other Deadpool movies where like with Negasonic Teenage Warhead, where it's like he's making all these references and like the kid don't get it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the joke, that's the thing, so but I think that this is gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah. I'm excited.
I'm definitely going to the theater and seeing it.
I think I'm gonna have to do the same.
I mean, we might have to, pod during the movie, do a little live com.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Take the
saying?
phone in and
Yeah.
we're all
I
on
mean,
Discord together.
yeah, right. Did you guys
New
we would
iPhone
have to
update to let you record your calls.
well, there you go.
That's gonna get wild.
Yeah, right. Can't wait,
Trav, what's your score? You were gone for the telling the score. Might be muted.
Zero stars.
Fuck it. It's another star. I think he was gonna give it a star.
Are we gonna retcon Trav star?
I'm pretty sure he was gonna give it a star. What is things lighting up?
Yeah.
Lighting up, but we can't hear you. You keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Type it in the chat.
Hmm. But yeah, I guess it's trailer time,
It
right?
is trailer time.
One of my favorite times.
So I
It's
ran
trailer
across
time.
this trailer, I think on Full Star, he said.
W.
It's all right.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll call us the breeze because we're about to breeze through these trailers. But I ran
We got
across this on, this is directed by Jesse Eisenberg. I think he may have wrote it.
okay. Well, Jesse Heisenberg.
Mm-hmm. We
yeah,
got Kieran Culkin.
I like Kieran.
I like this. I saw a little bit of this and I was like, oh, I like this. Like you'll
Yeah.
see.
The vibe.
Yeah. It passed the vibe
Okay.
check. It
That's a
did.
W. Hell yeah, dude.
They ate, as people would say now. You know, and they weren't even
Okay.
hungry. They weren't even hungry, and they ate. You know, they couldn't help
I
it.
mean, let's do it. I'm ready. Okay.
Modern day planes, trains, and automobiles. Like
Yeah. He almost broke
Yeah,
there.
I think
He's
he
like,
really hit him.
yeah.
That looks funny.
Yeah, it does. I like Kieran McCulkin.
Yeah,
I gotta add
same.
BMW.
Oh, it's back.
Like, yeah, like I'm gonna be able to afford this shit, you
Yeah,
know? Like, fuck off
bitch,
with
you're on
that.
Discord. Get that
Yeah.
shit out of here. This ain't LinkedIn. I found
Alright.
Fogel's LinkedIn earlier. I might send him a message.
Hell
Fogelson.
yeah, dude. You got Fogel. What
I'm gonna be
up?
like, what?
The
Uh,
inheritance?
yeah. Not really. Have a dead parent or something, you know?
Yeah. Just like Knives Out.
Dead. Oh, dad's still alive. Call the cops.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to play a game with you. Thing. Meet Joe Black. Oh, she's about to get fucked. Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, here we go with more BMW. I mean, it looks okay, I guess.
Hmm. They just can't help themselves. They just keep making them.
I know.
There's quite a few of them in this run for some reason. I don't know. I guess we're getting to that time of the year.
Well, it's June. They got to start advertising for October. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't remember
My,
Smile 1, do you?
we never watched it, but everybody said it was amazing. Remember the creepy smile girl?
Yeah, this one's got a creepy smile in it.
It's kind of like It Follows, but like with a smile.
Oh, I do remember that trailer. It was creepy.
Yeah, yeah,
Watch,
That
this
is.
one's
That
creepy.
is. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I had mic troubles there.
I'll
But
let
yeah,
it
that
go this
movie
time.
looks. That movie, yeah, Smile 2. I don't know.
We haven't watched that
Yeah.
yet. We watched The Inheritance.
Oh, I see the title now. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Uh, that, like you said, it's that time of year for this stuff to start getting put out, or at least advertised for.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm down to check it out.
Look at this. Creepy. You know how I got this smile. Oh,
Maxine looks crazy.
yeah.
That's Miley Cyrus. Like her story.
Mhm. I would have punched that motherfucker right in the face, dude. That would be terrifying if that happened. Like,
Yeah.
leave. Uh-uh.
Ew.
This October, you'll leave the theater with a smile. And it'll do it until you kill yourself. That was, I don't know, slaps.
There's not that much blood in the body, right? Jesus Christ.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Made
Again
me
with this
think of
BMW.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes?
Yeah, you remember that episode from back in the day when Bugs Bunny was having a nightmare and everybody was chewing on broccoli and smiling at him,
Yeah.
like Yosemite Sam was Elmer Fudd. It was just really weird. But yeah, it made me think of that.
That sick, twisted perspective on the world.
I
A man of reason.
mean,
Uncle Song.
is this a man of reason? That's the question.
I
Epic
mean,
pictures.
so it's more about what Jack did on the island and lost.
We got some coveted golden monkey.
Color's wild. Went heavy with the filter.
He punched a
That's what they
bomb.
used in the episode 3.
Is this Asian Fast and Furious?
Bring me Ricky
The
Tang.
POD.
I feel like we've heard this song in a trailer before.
Yeah. I think it's on the YouTube free tracks.
It's just
that you
called
can-
Trailer Song.
Yeah. Action trailer song. Hey, he was throwing those things out from Twister.
That's what
The
they look
Dorothy
like.
dolls? Yeah, right.
From Dorothy?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks epic. I don't know if a man of reason.
I would have called it a reasonable man. You
Ah,
know?
that sounds like a Coen Brothers film. A
A man of
Reasonable Man.
Yeah, it does, right?
Put that up there with Simple Man.
And it's Sean Penn yelling at people.
Yeah.
Just that's the whole movie. Just
I'm
Sean Penn.
reasonable.
Yeah.
You know?
"What's wrong with you?"
Come on, we
Sunny,
can
huh?
reason. I mean,
Look,
we've had some luck with Apple, right?
look, dude, I'll go into that here in a minute, but, yeah, like, the stuff that Apple's
Apple's
released
got
from
game.
their films to their series has been pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm holding out. See what we got.
Nuclear war. Chick from The
Look what's
Office.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say, is that the
Oh,
Parks and
Parks
Rec
and Rec.
chick? Yeah, she looks different.
Damn.
Uh,
Take it back.
yeah, as I call shot.
Didn't Alan Rickman do a robot that voice that looked like that robot?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
And it looked like that robot, right?
Yes, yeah.
I was trying to
That's
remember.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, where do I put that robot that looked like it was shaped the same? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Creepy.
I mean, it looks
I mean,
okay.
dude, Apple knows how to cook.
They can cook.
Yeah.
Oh, no ad, huh?
No way.
Promising.
The
The
Abandoned?
abandoned.
A bit abandoned.
Not The Abandoned. The Abandoned.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was abandoned at war.
Is this where we pulled out? Is
Yeah,
this what
that's
this
what I mean.
movie's about? We abandoned, like
You said it before I could. Got a little sci-fi feeling to it. He's hallucinating.
yeah.
Once you're in solitary confinement for so long, you'll hallucinate. He's not really in the hole he died. That room kicked his ass.
Yeah, right. His ears were bleeding,
Right.
like
Some damn
Dude, he was burning with more than just Memorex in that one.
yeah, some damn alien shit going on there. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it kinda looks like.
It's a classic misdirect.
Yeah.
N-
We seek
Kneecap?
nothing but
Yeah.
it says we seek nothing but the elementary right implanted in every human, the
Take us to
right
your
if you are
leader,
attacked
Joe
to
Biden.
defend yourself.
Mm,
Like, we're
You
fine.
y'all read that graffiti?
I've got it paused. Is it still playing?
No, mine's paused too, but
Okay.
it's
I didn't see it.
where it
Had
stopped.
an ad.
It uh, it shows some soldiers in
And
front
what's
of that. And
weird, it wasn't an ad. It keeps putting this thing up and it's like placeholder for an ad, but you don't have an ad. It's like, well, then why
wow.
run it?
Yeah.
I mean,
right, that's weird.
yeah.
I keep getting the BMW.
I got that
So
once.
I've got it 3 times.
Got Ewan, I think. Is this? My Sailor's Lay. Is this a remix
Is that
for that
Michael
song?
Fassbender? Sounds like it.
Whoa, 808.
Mm,
This is their version of Hustle and Flow.
yeah.
I would rather go to the hood here than go to the hood there.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real. At least here you'll get shot. Those dudes will just beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
They all got that fucking haircut.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs and No Harmony. It's their NWA.
Yeah.
Wonder if this is based on a real
Straight out of Belfast.
straight out of Belfast. What did he say? I read the subtitles and it still didn't sound like that.
I know, right?
Whoa, that shit was thick.
Kneecap. It's a good hardcore band.
Oh, it is.
Oh, I got another BMW.
Even if
I
it's
got the
even
BMW.
if it's only even if it's only briefly, I usually dig most of Michael Fassbender's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got Matt Damon action.
Man,
Matt,
man.
Matt Damon.
Seen him in a minute.
The Instigators. Is this another Born Supremacy?
Starting
Born
shit.
Identity? Yeah, right. Look, we've got it paused. We haven't seen Matt Damon yet. I bet $10 he's got those crazy big ass glasses on at some point in this trailer. You know what I'm
Like
talking
black
about?
glasses.
No, like the really big glasses that he wears whenever he's an intellectual
Yeah.
in every
Black
movie.
frames.
Yes,
They're real
yes.
big. He looks like a
Yeah.
NASA engineer.
Mhm. He's gonna wear them at some point in this
He
trailer.
looks like he has a pocket protector.
Yeah. I'm calling it now.
Oh. He's an intellectual. But she is. Apple again.
Is that
Whoa, dude.
Casey Affleck?
He's making his kid blow so he can drive. I look like a fucking Hellboy. It is Hellboy.
Oh, it is.
You have to have fucking Boston accent. They got it down. Like, I'm up.
Okay.
Oh, that's the guy that did In Betweeners, right? Doug Lyman.
Roadhouse, Edge of Tomorrow, Born Identity.
American Made. Not the same guy. Swingers, huh? Okay.
Well, I just lost $10, but you know.
But
I
the
got another.
friendship you made along the way.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, BMW.
For real, right? Come
Come on,
on, bro.
dude.
We got Kit Harrington,
I mean,
the Kitty Boy,
Kitty
the
Boy.
the Kit Kat.
Kit Harrington.
I mean,
Kit
and Ashley
Harrington. The Kitty
Cummings,
Boy.
the Kitty Boy, dude. He's kidding around.
You know nothing.
There
All right.
he is, Kitty Boy.
The suspenders. Used to be King of the North.
Yeah. Then you
Not
banged a
anymore.
dragon.
Oh shit.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So is he a werewolf?
Mm.
The guy cutting the trailer was like, or the movie was like, that's going at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. Nail.
More broad. Rid of my ad here. Okay. put ad on this.
I mean, this has probably got like 50 million views, right?
Probably.
So, you know. "24 Frame Factory"? That's kinda cool.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm still waiting on the cops to show up.
I know, right?
Somebody in brown to show up. That fucking bow looks heavy as fuck.
Yeah. The new Monster Hunter movie looks awesome.
Yeah.
The way that their swords and stuff are designed.
It's Aquaman. Come on now. He speared 3 dudes.
That's how badass he is. Look at him. Pile of bodies.
I mean, dude, the casualness of a Bollywood fight.
But he's no match to a whip.
He is
What?
just a man. That's to let us know he's just a man, Adam.
A weird slit on his forehead. Third eye.
It's like, yo, what's with that second asshole in your head,
Yes.
man?
What's that semi-charm kind of life up there?
Do 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 do. So, before we honorable mention it out, Marina and I watched that first season of Severance. And it was good.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun watch. I'm excited for season 2.
You also
But
crammed 2 seasons of fucking what you call it?
Outer Range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I haven't finished season 2 yet, but um, if you enjoy that plot device that they're using, um, go down the deep uh go down a deep dive on something called Mel's Hole.
Yeah, I dated her one night.
We talked about that for a little bit.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the first season.
But yeah,
Well, we finished Severance, we finished Outer Range. What should be the next series that we go into?
Shh.
I need a recommendation.
The Boys is pretty good.
See,
yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I would say watch The Boys just because I think I think you would like the contrast to what we're used to in the superhero
It's a silly
genre.
goose time.
Yeah.
But
And The
like not
Boys,
too stupid. Like it's
yeah. Garrett Garth Ennis wrote the comic,
Okay. Okay.
so
See, the question is will she enjoy it though?
yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Because
because
it's a
the
superhero thing, but it's not.
yeah, like once everyone's real intentions are known in the show, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
I mean, she likes Severance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
give that the time of day. You don't remember what happens when he leaves work. What the fuck? I was like, that sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
I would
It
never
was
complain.
yeah. Well, that version of you would.
Yeah.
The way that they depict because the trailer, it is that like oh, whenever you leave work, you don't remember what happened, blah, 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 blah. So it's like you're at home constantly, but like there's layers of what the
Yeah.
fuck is like. There's way more going, and that's what I was trying to explain to Corey the other night when I was talking about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's that show where like you don't remember what happens at work," and I'm like,
Mm.
"Yeah, no." I'm like, it's kind of like they have dissociative identity disorder, but like in a weird kind of way. Like,
Well, when work you starts leaving little notes like, we don't want to work here,
yeah,
you're like, why?
yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah, and they do a great job of like spoon feeding you things until that last episode where it's like shit's going down and then it's just done. Like
Yeah,
the season's
off.
done.
You're like,
Yeah, it's
God
like
damn it.
fuck. Yeah, dude. They
Yeah.
do a good. And I do like how that they take the time to show you what it's like for the innies, where it's like every day they wake up in the elevator. They feel rested if if their other counterpart has rested, or they feel
Hmm.
full if their other counterpart has ate or whatever. But it's like their whole existence is like her running in and out of that door. It's like she's like, what am I doing back here? Like
Oh, yeah.
that was such a cool way of like showing how that shit works.
Yeah, and they were fucking tricking her. She didn't want to be there.
They tried to
Like,
fucking
you wanted to be.
yeah. And then when you start finding out who everybody is, like it's layers. It's an onion of a show. I'll say that.
I
There's a
mean, it's an
lot of shit.
apple of a show.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And we ain't even made it to the core yet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's a lot of flesh on that bitch, dude.
But yeah, I think I might try the boys out.
It's
Um,
good, and there's a lot of it.
Hey,
yeah.
but here's the thing: when you sit down to give it a go, because I guarantee you, if the opening shot of that show doesn't lock you in, you're, I mean, like once it starts, it don't let up.
I mean, I'll be locked in. The only thing I'm worried about, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, I'll say this much, Griffin. The opening shot concerns a speedster,
Well, it
and
was
it's
in the trailer
fucking
for it. Probably don't
yeah.
remember it for so long ago, but it was in the trailer.
And Carl Urban, uh, national treasure.
Yeah, he's great.
hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna see how it do.
It'll be a nice palate cleanser after watching the episode of The Acolyte.
Yeah. That might be why we binge so much of when I watch The Acolyte, I'm
Yeah,
like, I need to watch
get that
something
taste out of
good.
your mouth.
Yeah. What is this shit? What is this bullshit?
Oh, that guy, guy.
But what are we gonna watch next week?
Well,
That's
we
the
talked about
question.
heavyweights. Is that a camp movie that's got to go up there?
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
I mean, I haven't watched that movie
it's
in so
been a
long.
while.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a
95.
nice Blu-ray copy.
Judd Apatow wrote it.
Ah, did he direct it?
No, it was directed by Stephen Brill, who directed the
Yeah,
let's
didn't have
see.
enough credits.
It says that he directed it, but when you go to his IMDb, it doesn't have a director. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So he directed
Oh, he wrote Little Nicky.
Sandy Wexler,
Yeah, he wrote
Movie
Ready to
43,
Rumble, Trav. That's wild. Mighty
but I don't,
Ducks.
yeah,
All of them.
yeah,
I mean, damn.
This guy fucks. Drill Bit Taylor?
yeah.
Weekend.
Dude, I cannot wait for Ben Stiller as Tony Perkins. The Perkins Plan.
Damn, that's the first thing he directed.
Wild.
And then went on to do, he even directed Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, Without a Paddle. He did all those fucking movies.
Yeah.
What's weird is The Weeknd. It's TV movie. It has Chris O'Dowd in it. Never heard of that. I might have to. And Kevin Hart.
I think did we watch the no, this came out in 2007.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah. But yeah,
Heavyweight.
it's been a minute.
Yeah, real estate summer camp. We ain't even got to the marshmallows yet, y'all.
RSSC,
Checks on the
Real
mail.
Estate Summer Camp.
And the flags raised.